Hey guys, welcome to tonight's recap of Dancing with the Stars.
Well, it's episode 12, which means it is time for the final performance show of the season.
This is part one of the finale. So exciting.
It's Alec, Carlos, Bindi, or Nick.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Bindi's the only girl left.
I know, it's pretty crazy. So, you know what else is pretty crazy? Meghan Trainor opened the freaking show.
Yo, why didn't she bring that guy on from the AMAs to make out with? But seriously, I didn't watch the AMAs, and that's like the only thing I heard about was her making out with that guy. But anyway.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Alright, well, I want to know, were the guys in the white tails, like, supposed to be Snoopy? Were they emulating Snoopy?
I think so. I know what you're saying because that song was from the Peanuts movie.
Not dressed to dance with the other dancers.
It was kind of weird. Like, they didn't fit with the other dancers, but...
No.
Whatever. It was a great opener still.
It was great. So this week they're going to have, well, this night, 2 rounds for each couple.
Mm-hmm. First round.
Judges pick.
So they're picking a dance that they've already done that they want to see improvement on.
And second round, freestyle.
Woo! Y'all know what that means.
Freestyles.
It's time to get crazy.
Sky's the limit.
Right. All right. So first let's talk about Carlos and Whitney. Their judge to help them out was Bruno.
Oh!
And the judges decided they wanted to see them do the foxtrot again. They did that all the way back in week 2, so there's lots of room for improvement there.
Lots. Alright, so I felt like there was still some problems with this.
Yeah.
Sloppy in spots.
I really liked the vibe of it. They were dancing to that song by The Weeknd, and it was like, whoa, hot, but at the same time, like, I feel like there were a lot of misses. I don't know, like...
Well, Whitney
things
had
were
that
off.
slide, her knee caught on the floor or something.
Scraped her knee.
They got a 30 for that. I was like, da book.
I feel like if this wasn't the finale, they probably wouldn't have gotten a 30, but it's the final, so everyone's just like, woo, you didn't die? You get a 30.
Alright, let's talk about their freestyle. It was a hip-hop / salsa
Yeah,
mix.
they were dancing to the new Missy Elliott song. It was crazy.
So, they were going to have this big production thing.
Which they still did.
Yeah, with like a bunch of professional dancers.
Which they still did.
Doing like some crazy moves.
Right.
But instead, he wanted to have his wife, Paula, and Hayes be in it.
You know, I hate to be like that cynical person, but I feel like this was such a calculated move.
Yeah.
If you look at who they had in the dance with them. So obviously, if he was going to have people that were on the show in the dance, he's going to choose his wife. But then if you look at the other two, you have Paula Dean, who there was a lot of buzz around, and then you have Hayes, Mr. Social Media.
Right.
So I feel like that was definitely...
And he wanted to have people on the show, that were on the show too, so that he would look better because they were eliminated before him.
Well, I mean, that is smart. It's smart. I don't know. What did you think of the dance?
I thought it was okay. I mean, it was pretty standard freestyle fare.
You think?
Pretty standard.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wasn't really blown away.
I thought it had a lot of really cool stuff. I thought Carlos looked great doing this routine, but it didn't have anything that, like, blew me away, you know?
I mean, it wasn't like when Mark Ballas did that crazy Super Mario routine. I mean, that was like, whoa, this is really fun.
Right. All right, well, they got a perfect score.
Of course.
But I think, you know, they deserve that score. I'm not saying that it wasn't a 30. I'm just saying, like, I thought it could have been so much more.
Yeah.
So they had a perfect night, 60.
That being said, theirs was a 30 for that one, but some of the other dances I feel deserve more than a 30.
Whoa.
I know.
That's not possible.
All right. Well, no, it's not. So Alec and Lindsay, let's talk about their 2 dances. The first one was the judge's pick, and Carrie Ann was their judge.
Ugh.
All
right, well, they were redoing a rumba. Now, if you guys remember, he did his rumba with Emma. So
on
now,
Switch Up Week.
Yeah, and we know how he feels about Emma, we think, anyway. So, you know, he was all, like, into that, but now he's like, oh, crap, I gotta dance this with my own partner, who's, like, my sister. Yeah.
Besides the fact his hips are pretty much fused together, so he can't really...
Yeah.
What are hips for?
He struggled with that throughout the show.
He rode that struggle bus the entire time.
I do have to say, I think his chemistry was really great with Lindsay. I think he worked on that a lot. But again, like, the hips were not there still.
All right.
So.
And this wasn't exactly the best song for Rumba.
Yeah, this was like in 3/4
Yeah.
time. I was like, this is a Viennese waltz, but okay. So it was kind of distracting because I kept finding myself trying to find the rumba beat in this,
Yeah.
but
It
whatever.
was okay. It was okay.
It needed a lot more hip action. We'll just say that.
27.
Okay.
All right, now their freestyle. Guess what? He's in Army. I didn't know. Did you?
All right. Well, they wanted to, you know,
Emulate
showcase that. Yeah.
And they wanted to showcase their journey on the show.
Mhm.
So they picked an obstacle course theme.
It's kind of like a training, basic training
Right.
vibe going on here.
At first they were talking like, oh yeah, 10 obstacles, blah, blah, blah.
I don't think
was-
they were actually going to have 10 obstacles. I think they were just saying like there are 10
Oh, okay.
obstacles.
There was a wall and there was an inclined ramp thing.
Okay.
With like ropes.
Yeah. And they had some extra dancers helping them out too.
I thought it was kind of cool at the end when they fell off onto the
It
mat.
was so Black Swan.
Yeah, it was.
I was perfect.
Yeah.
I thought they had a lot of really cool tricks in there. The lifts were amazing. But I still think, you know,
It was okay.
I could have used a little more.
It was kind of clunky.
Dancing.
There was a lot of this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Running.
Like we said, the tricks were amazing, but I would have enjoyed a little bit more like artistry. I don't know.
But it's the final, so they got a 30.
Okay.
So 57 for them. All right, now let's talk about Neek and Sharna. Julianne was their judge to come out and help, and they're redoing their week 2 jive, which was
Remember
not great.
when they did the drive the first time and
Yes.
Nick fell and he was like, "Oh crap!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So they really improved him on his kicks and flips.
There was
I
a
thought that
ton
was
of
great.
improvement here. Yeah, he was so good, so good.
My only qualm with this was it really felt like he started out here and he ended up like here.
I mean, jive
Intensity-wise.
jive is a very tough dance to keep
is.
going all the way through the performance. I thought he improved so much. You could see that from
Yeah.
week 2 where
He
he
put
was.
a lot into it.
Like you said, kind of ran out of steam a little bit, but still, I think he deserved that 30. that he
Still
got.
a great routine.
Yeah.
Really great. Right, 30.
Rah, rah, rah.
Rah, rah, rah. Freestyle time. Okay, hello. Did you know that he was in the Backstreet Boys?
I thought he was in NSYNC. Come on, he's gonna do a Backstreet song. So they picked Larger Than Life, and I was totally waiting for that Napoleon Dynamite moment from the assembly with the Happy Hands Club.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that though.
All right. It was okay. I mean, there was some boy band stuff in there.
Yeah, but Sharna really wanted to shy away from that because they've already done that, you know, with the
Yeah.
Backstreet's Back. And she wanted to make it a little more showy. And I think she did add a lot of really cool elements to this dance. There were extra dancers for them as well.
I mean, for me, it was.
I feel like they went for it, but they could have gone even more, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Could have been
Yeah.
a little bit more.
I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't a good dance. I just wasn't.
You were a little underwhelmed.
It wasn't my heart pitter patter dance.
Okay. But you could tell he was really going for it. He was putting
Yeah.
everything into it, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
really respect that.
All right, Bindi and Derek.
Well, they got a 30.
Yeah.
So their total was a 60.
Obviously. Bindi and Derek. Their replay dance was a quick step from week 3, which was pretty damn good in week 3.
Carrie Ann was like, there were a lot of technical issues, blah, blah, blah. I didn't think it was like that bad. But anyway.
This dance that they put together was a friggin' delight.
How did Derek survive that with like bronchitis?
I don't know.
I was a little worried for him.
I don't think that dance could have been any more perfect. for the
Bindi
two of
was
them.
like, she's amazing.
She's
she's great.
really amazing. 30, of course.
I don't really have that much to say about that other than I loved it. And
Yeah, it was
beautiful.
great. I had such a great time watching their dances tonight. Even their freestyle.
What do you mean even?
Because it was so stripped down. It was just the two of them. It was a contemporary. It was pretty much dedicated to her dad.
Yeah. Every season now it seems like there's one couple that does like the stripped down dance. I don't know when that started, but I definitely remember Meryl and Max doing that.
Yes, it was before them.
Okay. But anyway,
You know what?
this was that dance, the stripped down.
This was that dance, but sometimes it backfires.
Yeah, sometimes.
Because something else is like, wow.
But
You know?
this was amazing.
This was so beautiful and so touching that everyone everywhere was crying, even if they weren't watching the show.
Yeah, somebody was maybe like doing their taxes
That
or
a
something, and they're
tear?
just like, oh my god,
Something came over me.
Why am I crying right now?
I mean, it was like a nuclear solar flare bomb going off of crying.
It was beautiful.
It was, it was great. That's the one that I thought deserved more than 30. If like the other dances were 30.
Well, that's not possible, so they got a 30.
All right, so 60 for them for the night. All right, so then in the middle of the show, they trotted out Meghan Trainor and Ariana Grande and Who Is Fancy.
For a new song!
Yeah, Boys Like You. I thought it was really good.
It was fun.
What'd you think?
It was fun. I liked it. I enjoyed
liked it. Okay. Now it's time for the elimination.
Oh boy, somebody's not gonna make it to the last show.
I was surprised because I didn't know about the elimination until I was actually watching the show. Okay. So I'm a little not surprised that it was Carlos and Whitney that were eliminated.
I don't think he had the fan base that some of the others have. You know, Alec has that like hero vote. So even though he's not as well known as Carlos,
or as great a dancer.
Yeah.
So he's in the finals along with Bindi and Nick.
Whoa!
Tomorrow's gonna be crazy. It's the 24-hour fusion dance. I love when they do the packages for them where they're like kind of like, oh, you know, we had such a good time. And
they go in the studio and the photos are up. They're like, ah, look how far I've come.
Yeah, I really look forward to that. I like.
Well, tomorrow is your night.
And the finale is in the Grove. Nice new venue.
That's going to be exciting. Holiday themed.
Yes.
It's going to be fun. So let us know. Who are you rooting for to take this pig?
Because it's going to have a fork in it tomorrow. All right. So let us know. And until next time, much love.
Edit.